the October Haynes Breakfast Club at the Haynes Motor Museum in Somerset. I'm currently standing in the display car park, which will soon be filled with loads of incredible cars. The Paddock theme for this month is French cars, so later on I'm excited to get the chance to talk to some of the owners of these cars and find out their motivation for buying them, what their favourite thing about their car is. I'll also get the chance to walk around the Haynes Heritage Engineering workshop and have a look to see behind the scenes of what the team's been working on. Come along on this journey with me. I hope you enjoy.
First, let's head into the paddock and take a look at the variety of French cars on display.
Brought along with you here today?
So today I bought a Renault 8 Gordini, which I've owned since 1972, a Renault Alpine, which I've owned since 1976, and a Renault Caravelle, which I bought 18 months ago and restored.
Has it always been French cars that you have passionate
Yes,
about?
since the early days of the Renault Dauphine, and the reason I bought a French car is because before my wife came along, when she was my girlfriend, she liked Renault Dauphine, so to impress her I bought this Dauphine. It went on and on and on, never broke down, but rotted away in the end, but mechanically they were really great, so it started me off on Renaults. And then the natural successor was a Renault R8, and then in the early 70s we did a lot of car rallies, and so I bought the R8 Gordini, my rally car for 2 or 3 years until that broke up. This had to be reshelled, but yeah, generally they've been really good cars.
What's your favourite thing about the cars?
I think my favourite thing is that it's the only one in the car park. It's the only Caravelle, it's the only Alpine. So I think the exclusivity is quite high on my list.
And any characteristics of the car that you particularly like?
The fact that they're rear engine, and so you've got to be quite brave to drive them, which again the rallying bit comes in. So yeah, I think the fact that they've got engines at the back.
So what do you think usually people say when they see the car? What's the first thing that they're drawn to?
Mostly, I've never seen one of these before. What is it?
Is it possible for you to pick a favourite of the three?
Yes, without doubt the 8 Gordini is my favourite. I've been to hell and back with that car. You know, we've had bits of barbed wire holding the suspension together when we've gone off on a rally, all sorts of things, and they're really great memories, so it's got to be my favourite.
What car have you brought along with you today?
I bought my 1986 2CV.
And how long have you had this car for?
This one I've only had about 2 or 3 months, bought it at the end of August. So.
Why did you buy this particular car?
Well, a 2CV, not this one, but a 2CV was my very first car back in 1988. And I always said when I had to get rid of it, because we couldn't afford to run 2 cars, that I would buy one when I retired. I retired recently, so there it is.
Where did you find this car?
This particular one was on Marketplace, so I drove down to Dawlish and picked it up down there. After a bit of haggle.
What's your favourite thing about the car?
I absolutely love the ride. The sort of very soft suspension that it has and how lovely that is. I also like the sound of the engine. It's a very particular sound. And they've just got so much character. You lean over when you're going around corners and things like that. So.
Was it always a French car that you were after?
My dad had always had Citroens, so whether that was what attracted me to them, I think possibly, yeah. I love the styling of Citroens and the way that they've developed their look over the years.
Do you have any advice to anyone looking to buy this type of car?
Yeah, look at the bodywork and make sure that the chassis is okay. Anybody that likes a bit of fun when they're driving, and for people to say, "Oh, nice car," and to smile and laugh as you go past. You know, and of course, when you take the soft top down, it's wonderful driving around.
So I've brought with me my Peugeot RCZ-R. So it's one of about 3,000 that were produced worldwide. This is one of 305 that came into the UK, and there's about 250 left on the road of the R version. The R version basically has a load of tweaks to it from a standard one. So they're about 270 horsepower, they've got much bigger front brakes, and they also have a limited slip diff in the front, so they handle really well. They're also a bit lighter than the standard version. Really nice seats inside, and It looks really pretty. I've owned it for about 3 years. I bought it from somebody who was in the owners club, so it's a car that's pretty well known to most people that are kind of in the group, and I absolutely love it. When they first launched these, I was really interested in them because I just fell in love with the shape. And although I'm not like tied to French cars, like I've had loads of different cars, I've had like Japanese stuff, Korean stuff, Fords, Vauxhalls, all sorts. I've always wanted one of these, so I'm really happy that I managed to get one. But this won't ever be sold. This I'll always keep for as long as I can.
What's your favourite thing about the car?
How fast it is. Really good. It's a really quick car, and I've done a couple of track days with it so far, and it's just fantastic. Seats are special as well. The seats are only ever in this model, so they'll like really bucket you, really hug you really nicely.
How often do you get to drive it?
Probably once or twice a month. I don't use it that much. It's my second car, so it just gets used every now and again, basically. It doesn't get used in winter. It gets tucked away.
Next up, I'm heading into the display car park to give you an overview of some of the incredibly special and unique cars that have come along today. And finally, we're heading to the Haynes Heritage Engineering workshop to get a glimpse behind the scenes.
The end of what's been an incredibly successful Haynes Breakfast Club. There were some amazing French cars in the paddock, and it was great to get the chance to talk to some of the owners of these cars and find out why they've chosen to buy this particular car, why French cars, and what's their favourite thing about their cars. And there's also been some incredible cars in the display car park, as well as visiting the Haynes Heritage Engineering workshop and seeing some of the cars that they've been working on. Make sure to come along to the next Breakfast Club on Sunday the 3rd of November, where we'll be celebrating hot hatches in the paddock.